Girl Scouts of Suffolk County presents How to Host a Virtual Troop Meeting in 5 Easy Steps for Daisy and Brownie troops. Why go virtual? Virtual meetings are a great way to keep girls connected in times when you can't meet in person due to health, weather, or last-minute venue cancellations. They promote inclusion for girls who may not be able to attend meetings in person at a particular time, expose your troop to technology and teach them important skills, and showcase their talents in a new way. When thinking about hosting a virtual meeting, the first thing to do is reflect on the needs and traits of your troop. So who are our daisies? We know that our kindergarten and first graders are energetic and need to move. They're great builders and artists, are very in the moment or here and now thinkers. They're beginning to write and read, can follow simple directions, are familiar with technology, but overall need guidance and to be led in a group. Who are our brownies? We know that our second and third graders are also energetic and need to move. They are also great builders and artists. They can work in a team and individually. They like helping others. They appreciate structure, are comfortable with reading and math concepts, and are very familiar with technology. Our girls are here to discover themselves and what they are passionate about, connect with others, and take action to make the world a better place. These are the things to consider when we go from an in-person meeting to a virtual one. So what can we do virtually as a troop? Leaders will be happy to know that almost every journey, fun patch, and badge can be earned in a virtual setting. So how do we go from an in-person meeting to virtual? We've got 5 easy steps to get you started that include setting up your technology, planning your agenda, planning meeting logistics, parent and caregiver communication, and gathering your tools. Step 1. Set up your technology. Choose a platform you are comfortable with, such as Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams. Some of these have subscription requirements and others are free for multiple users. Understanding what each platform can do is important, such as screen sharing, how you can view your participants, and muting capabilities. For Daisy and Brownies, a chat feature may not be important unless you want to have the ability to connect with parents if they are sitting with their girl. Another part of tech setup is determining what device you will use as a leader. A laptop or desktop is ideal as opposed to a tablet. Microphones and speakers are also important, and make sure you can hear and be heard. Last, you want to designate a tech lead between leaders. Which one of you will be the host who can do screen shares and troubleshoot any problems during the session, such as admitting girls into the room and muting and unmuting participants. Additional tasks related to this step are doing a tech run-through so you can see gallery and speaker views. This may be best to do with friends or family members as well as your co-leaders. Test sounds such as when you share music and videos, as well as other screen sharing you may want to do, like PowerPoint presentations or websites. It's best to have each girl have her own station, including your own scout if you are logging in from the same home. And lastly, review the Girl Scouts Internet Safety Pledge and Girl Scouts Computer and Internet Safety Activity Checkpoint to ensure you are sharing appropriate material with your troop. Step 2. Plan your agenda. Virtual meetings should be between 30 to 60 minutes long for this age group, and the priority should be to keep things moving and transitioning. Leaders can still follow the usual 6 parts of a troop meeting. Tech setup and arrival would include going over rules of the group and how to use the technology, followed by your opening, troop business, and engaging activity, cleanup, and closing. So how do we go from making an in-person activity to an engaging virtual one? Here's an example. In person, Scouts make bracelets for their sister Girl Scout and swap them at the end of a meeting. Virtually, Scouts make bracelets for their sister Girl Scout and mail them to each other for a surprise later in the week. Here's another example. In person, girls are read a story by a leader about Juliet Gordon Low and play a memory game that is displayed on the board. They raise their hands to say what item is missing. Virtually, girls are read a story about Juliet Gordon Low by a leader displayed on a slideshow presentation and play a memory game that is also shared on a screen. They raise their hands to say what item is missing. Step 3. Plan meeting logistics. What supplies or special items is the troop going to need to complete their activity? Will you drop these off to their homes beforehand? Plan how they will receive and work with these items. Meeting rules. It's best to create the same kind of experience for the girls virtually and in person, so requiring them to wear their uniform and set up in a quiet place with no siblings or other distractions will help them focus. Leader roles. Assign a tech person and facilitator. Each leader should know what part of the agenda he or she is doing and how the virtual space will be handled. Girl roles. Depending on your troop, you may want to determine at what point girls mute and unmute themselves to eliminate distractions. This also applies to having them do speaker or gallery view. You want to make sure every girl has an opportunity to be heard, seen, and contribute. And finally, parent and caregiver roles. Determine how you want your parents or caregivers involved. Most will need to be nearby for tech support, but you can also include them in fun activities if you choose. Step 4. Parent and caregiver communication. After you decide how you need your parents and caregivers involved, be sure to send out a clear communication about their expected involvement, instructions on how to get their girl to participate, and how you will support them with any inquiries before or during the meeting. And finally, step 5, gather your tools. There are some great resources to give you the tools you need to deliver a fun meeting that can be found on our website, www.gssc.us. We have great virtual badge videos in our Girl Scouts at Home virtual programs section to help you plan your activity, as well as a calendar of council-run programs to choose from. Need ideas for what your troop could have at home? Maybe they could do a cookie tasting, dress up their special doll, or have game pieces you can distribute. Leaders can make scout packages to deliver and purchase items through the council shop or outside vendors. Including some light instructions for parents and caregivers can be helpful, as well as sending a special note to your girl. For opening of the meetings and other activities, leaders can screen share images of a flag badge to do the Pledge of Allegiance and the Girl Scout Law and Promise. If you are reading a story like The Flower Friends, take a photo or scan the pages from the Scouting Handbook to your computer and share the images so girls can follow along. Many of these images can be found on our website. Fun tools like Wheel of Names can serve as a virtual caper chart. Leaders can also use the Spotlight feature on platforms such as Zoom to pick a girl to lead activities as you would in person. Additional resources to share with your troop are virtual bingo, virtual trips such as those offered by the Bronx Zoo, song and dance videos, fitness videos, and movies and shows. Virtual meetings can also be a great way to host speakers to lead an activity. Don't forget to ask troop parents or caregivers. This may be a great way for those who usually can't get involved in person to lend their skills and talents to the troop. Once you have successfully planned your first virtual meeting, remember the most important thing about the Girl Scout experience, which is to create a time for girls to connect, grow, and have fun. Got any questions? Contact us at training@gssc.us or at 631-543-6622.